Let me ask you something, Steven Universe fans. Are you in love? Must be nice. Do you have a boyfriend slash girlfriend slash any other type of significant other that you would love to express that love via some sensual Steven Universe apparel? Then you should head on down to Teespring and pick up this pair of garnet themed t-shirts with art done by the captivating Mykal FORTMAN, aka Sir Fluffy Fox. Campaign will last until Valentine's Day, so head there as soon as you can. Links in the description below. Wish I could buy these matching shirts for my significant other, but I don't have one. All of my relationships have been train wrecks. I'll probably die alone. Enjoy the video. What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe, and today we have more leaks for you regarding a new Steven Universe episode, that of course being the new Crystal Gems. This seems to happen pretty much every time there's a new episode, so expect this most likely to happen for the upcoming episodes for the upcoming weeks. But we have some new leaks. We have the first 2 minutes of the episode, and we also have some leaked images that showed up. So I'm just gonna kind of give my prediction as to what I think is actually going on in these pictures and in this footage, and how I think the episode might turn out. It's actually still pretty vague, despite all these leaks and hints at what's to come. So I'm just gonna try to wing it. So I'm just gonna go through the first 2 minutes of the video. I'm obviously not gonna show the footage for obvious reasons, because we enjoy this channel. We'd like to not lose it due to copyright strikes. But if you don't want to be spoiled, I would turn away now. It's only the first 2 minutes of the episode, nothing super duper major, and just some random images that mean something / don't mean anything. So it's kind of your call. Continue at your own risk. So here we go. So the episode basically starts off immediately after that will be all. The Gems, Steven, and Greg come back on the Ruby ship, and they land on Beach City, and Connie comes out of Steven's house, and she's greeting them, and Steven's like, hey, how'd it go? She's like, oh, Lion behaved himself, and everything went pretty smoothly, blah, 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 blah. And then she continues to go on about something else that happened. So obviously something went down during the period that Steven and the Gems were gone, obviously. But what's interesting here, if you notice, they don't have the rubies, to our knowledge. The rubies are not there. We know Steven said in Adventures in Light Distortion that they would get the rubies on the way back, but I don't know if they did that. The only other explanation would be if at the end of the episode they're like, oh, well, look what we have, and all the rubies that are just bubbled. That is a possibility. I hope that's what they do, because I don't think it would be smart to leave the rubies out in space for obvious reasons, especially since Garnet has future vision / Sapphire has future vision. So you would think that they would know to get them in case a homeworld gem or the diamonds come to Earth, which sounds like they are definitely going to do, and everyone in that room heard her say that, like, oh, there's still time. So that heavily implies that they're coming back to Earth. Someone is coming back to Earth, and there's a fair chance that they will run into the rubies, which Eyeball especially could give away the fact that there are surviving crystal gems on Earth, and also Rose Quartz is sort of kind of alive via Steven. So I don't think that's something they should just leave hanging. So I really hope they don't just leave that in the air, no pun intended. I hope that's something they address, hopefully this episode. If they don't get them this episode, or like if they don't have them by this episode, I think they could possibly do it in Storm in the Room. I don't know if that's necessarily going to connect super well, or they could potentially set it up for Ronaldo. Like maybe Ronaldo actually sees the gems going off into space in their spaceship, and then coming back with the ruby gems, which kind of could spur on his whole hunt for space rocks potentially in Beach City. It's like, oh my god, there's even more. Where the rest, are there any more that we don't know of that are in disguise or something like that? And then he probably just starts interrogating some of the Beach City citizens. That's a possibility. Another possibility is, like I said, they may actually have them bubbled in the ship, and they may use them as a surprise at the end of the episode, and that could potentially segue into Storm in the Room. How maybe Steven sees Eyeball's gem, and he like kind of has a flashback of the moment that they had in the bubble in space, and kind of thinks about what Rose's past was even more again, because it's something that's been haunting him for a long time, and seeing Eyeball's gem could kind of just remind him, and so he might just go into Rose's room directly. He may not even ask the gems, But you know, that's a whole nother discussion entirely. But yeah, so this this doesn't break the quote-unquote Steven rule, as the Steven Universe community has been calling it, where you know, Steven isn't the it's not from the perspective of Steven, it is from the perspective of Steven. Connie is telling the story of what happened with her, Lapis, and Peridot, which is something that I mentioned in a previous video. I think it was the new episodes announcement video, where I said this is probably just Connie telling a story of what happened. So the show is retaining the theme of everything being from the perspective of Steven, which is cool. We basically get the flashback from Connie's perspective of when Steven was talking to Connie over the phone when they were about to leave to space in Adventures in Light Distortion, and it's basically Connie getting ready. She has her sword, saying she can leave, she can go help, and obviously there wasn't time at that moment, so we kind of cut to Connie going to Steven's house, and Lapis and Peridot are in the bathroom, and we get Peridot spinning around in the toilet again. Nice little callback to that episode, all those episodes ago. So they're just kind of chilling in Peridot's quote-unquote old room. She's just kind of showing her around. That's where that cuts pretty much. We don't know what happens after that, but we do have some images that seem to follow that directly. So the first image, we see them sitting on the couch, and the pumpkin dog is actually here. The pumpkin dog wasn't in the bathroom, so I'm not sure where he came from, but he's probably just chilling in the house somewhere. And Peridot is like freaking out about Connie for some reason. She's like super excited about something, probably like bragging about her swordsmanship. I actually don't remember when they interacted directly. I could be totally tripping and just not remembering an obvious episode, but I don't remember when exactly they interacted. So I'm actually very excited to see Connie, Lapis, and Peridot interact by themselves. It should be very interesting because that's not a dynamic we've really seen yet. In the next episode, it looks like they're looking through binoculars. I don't know what they're looking at here. I have absolutely no idea. It looks like it could be a piece of a barn. It looks like almost like a tower of some sorts. I have no idea what this is. This could be something totally obvious that I'm just being really stupid about. But if we look at some of the other images, we see Connie wearing Steven's shirt for some reason, and we see Lapis's hair is like kind of like more flowy, and like there's another picture where it's actually covering her eyes, and we see Peridot with sunglasses. And a lot of people are saying that this is they're just kind of switching roles here, so they're basically being the initial crystal gems, which could fit with the theme of it being the new crystal gems. So it's basically Connie, Lapis. Connie is basically Steven. Peridot would be amethyst because of the hair. Lapis would be amethyst because of the hair. Peridot would be garnet with the sunglasses, and that only leaves Pearl, and I'm assuming that Pearl is the pumpkin dog, I guess. I guess that would be the only thing that makes sense. Now, I don't know if this is something that just happens accidentally, because we see Peridot and Lapis kind of like fighting. It looks like they're fighting over the sunglasses, so that could be how Lapis's hair ends up the way it does, and then Peridot just has the sunglasses. And I don't know why Connie would change into Steven's outfit. I'm assuming this could either be intentional, like they could be intentionally trying to take on their inner crystal gem and just become the other gems essentially, or this could just be a coincidence. Maybe the pumpkin dog like throws up pumpkin guts and seeds over Connie's outfit, so she has to change, and that's the only thing that she could find that would fit. Or maybe she didn't think that the clothes she was wearing was really battle ready, so they changed. Or Peridot or Lapis didn't think the clothes she was wearing was battle ready. Or again, like I said, they could just be playing the parts of the original crystal gems just for fun, just to kind of get into character. But we look at this picture, we see some other tower looking things. Again, not sure what this is exactly. We have Peridot wanting something. It looks like looking like a boss with the sunglasses. And like I said, Lapis's hair covering her eye, kind of similar to Amethyst. This almost looks like water in a way. I don't know why that would be water, but I have no idea what's going on. We have another picture of, looks like Connie after she just changed her clothes, and like Lapis, Peridot, and Pumpkin Dog just kind of looking super confused. Another picture where Lapis is angry about something, which is just Lapis. She's always got something to complain about. Picture of the house, nothing super special. But yeah, I don't know what they're fighting here. Looks like they're looking up at something at one picture. I don't know, maybe they lost the pumpkin dog. I guess that could be a potential thing that happens, because I don't think this is going to be an actual threat. because I know Steven said, oh, you need to protect Beach City, but I don't think there's going to be anything that's like really serious, anything that's actually dangerous towards them. I think that anything that happens is actually going to be silly, but it's going to be somewhat problematic, unless there is a corrupted monster. That is a possibility that just shows up at Beach City for some reason. But like I said, if you notice, the pumpkin dog isn't in a lot of these screenshots. It could just be because he's not in frame. But I feel like they would have made sure he was in frame, especially in this shot here, when they're looking up. I feel like it would make sense for Pumpkin Dog to be there if he was there. So Pumpkin Dog could have got lost, or maybe he got kidnapped by someone. You know, maybe even Ronaldo, since he's like super paranoid and he's like trying to figure out what's up with this dog. Maybe she said Lion was behaving himself, so I don't think Lion's gonna really play a major part here. I'd be very surprised if he did. I think whatever happens in this episode, it's gonna be pretty minor. I don't think anything super crazy is going to happen, especially since, you know, Connie is fine and is safe. But I think that pretty much covers it. There's not a lot to go off of. I think they're going to have some type of weird problem with either Pumpkin Dog or a corrupted monster. I don't think it's going to be anything else that I know of. I don't think the Rubies could just show up here for no reason, unless they land. I don't think they could just land on Earth. And then like Peridot or Lapis bubbles them and it goes to the barn. I highly doubt that's going to happen. That'd be a really weird way to address the Rubies. And as for why Steven and the Gems didn't get the Rubies, it's either they couldn't find them, or maybe they just wanted to stop at Earth first, which is a possibility. And then maybe they're going to get them in a later episode, but I just hope they address it within the next 2 or 3 episodes. Because that's kind of a pretty lingering question as to what is going on with the Rubies, and that would be a pretty dumb thing for them to do, to just leave them there. That wouldn't make any sense, especially since Garnet has future vision and all of them know that Homeworld is coming back for humans for the zoo, so it wouldn't make any sense for them to leave them there. But I think it's going to be a really fun episode. I think it's going to be great to see Connie, Peridot, Lapis, and the Pumpkin Dog, of course, kind of interact and just kind of see what antics they can get into. Like I said, I have no idea what this would even be. I'm assuming it has something to do with Pumpkin Dog. That's my bet. Pumpkin Dog gets lost, runs away, gets kidnapped, something, and or a corrupted monster. So that's what I'm going with here. And they're playing the part. I would love to see also like them do a remix version of We Are the Crystal Gems at some point, because that is a canon song. So it's possible they actually know the song and they could just change it to fit those characters. So that'd be really funny to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. What do you guys think is going to happen in this episode? It's airing in just a few days. Let us know in the comments down below. Of course, as always, be sure to follow us on Twitter, and big shout out to all of our patrons. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Mykal Williams, this has been Cartoon Universe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.